On December 13th, we got a call that Ella had been in an auto accident. She was the driver, and there were no passengers. It was the first real snow in our area, and she actually had collided with a school bus. She was taken to a nearby hospital, Elkhart General Hospital in Elkhart, Indiana, and then she would have been airlifted, however the conditions didn't allow, so she was ground serviced to Memorial Hospital, which is a children's hospital, to the PICU. So on arrival, we found out that she had sustained a really significant brain injury, probably one of the worst brain injuries, a neural shearing. They didn't have TBI pediatric care in our area, so Riley's in Indianapolis was one, Sherry Ryan in Chicago, or Mary Free Bed in Grand Rapids. Mary Free Bed was the only one that I had ever heard of. From where we live, it's 2 hours, but it's an easy 2 hours versus going downtown Chicago and expecting people to be able to come to and fro, and then just hearing the testimony of people we knew who had been at Mary Free Bed.
She was having a lot of autonomic storming, so she couldn't control her blood pressure, she couldn't control her heart rate, she wasn't controlling her temperature. Everything was up and down. She would go through these massive spasms of her muscles. While she was here, we did have a complication with her where her breathing became, more and more labored. Took her bed and we ran down to the ER.
Intubated her again and took her to DeVos, and she was there for 10 days, back in the PICU and highly sedated. In that time, they did another MRI and found out that the brain damage was significantly worse than they thought.
Kind of made us go along the lines of she may be in a persistent vegetative state leaving here. If this is to happen, here's what we're going to use for equipment. We're going to have to do this for her bedding. We're going to have to do this for her medical management. And then she woke up.
Honestly, like a few weeks ago, I can actually remember, like a little bit. Not all of it though. I started like crying in the beginning, which isn't normal. I don't cry in front of people. But, and that was even after I was awake because I wasn't back to normal, and that's what made me work super hard.
Yeah. I came in one morning and they said, Ella's talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And I go in there and she said, in a small whisper, and I was like,
she started talking and then she started walking, and it was a huge transformation. Amazing. Amazing.
And then it kept going at this exponentially fast rate.
Exactly 35 days ago, she woke up. She woke up, she cried one day, she laughed the next. 2 days later, she started talking, and today she played tennis in the courtyard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So you're changing the rules as we go.
So she said, we'll only play if we can bet on it. And I said, what would you like to bet over? And she said, bacon. Extra crispy bacon.
Oh my God.
I only stole 2 pieces.
And it is extra crispy.
Yes.
We really focus on individuals here, and we really want to get them back to doing things that they love. And one of Ella's things was tennis and being on the tennis team, and so we thought that was really important that we try to accomplish that goal while she was here.
Like this, right? Sheesh.
She beat every odd and continues to. Her trajectory has moved so quickly.
That was something.
This is kind of a fun way to challenge her balance a little bit more. She's got to do bending, weaving around cones, paying attention, stepping over obstacles.
The medical care has been nothing but amazing. Both Memorial and South Bend, the PICU there, really prepared us well for what we were dealing with regard to a brain injury. The Helen DeVos PICU, same thing. They treated us like family. They involved us every step of the way. The same here. Everybody's been like family, and everybody wants to see a win. As we had determined to come here, we started to hear Dr. Rush's name. As we've started to have lots of conversations with people who've also kind of walked in this journey. In a Midwest sort of region, finding that he has a real knack with medications, and one of her biggest needs along the way was having someone sort of figure out the cocktail she needed to stop that storming.
Everyone really just did their part. The therapist did their part, nursing did their part, Dr. Voss and I did our part, one of the most impressive recoveries I've ever seen from a brain injury that severe. I expect that she's going to have further recovery. This will be with her for the rest of her life, but it could have been so much worse, and it was so much better.
During the time in which she had the respiratory failure as a mom, that was extremely difficult, and on both sides of me sat in Mercy ER waiting room, Dr. Voss and Caitlin, the NP, holding my hands along the way, treating me more like family than just physicians, and then down to the nursing care and the rehabilitative care here. They know Ella, and that says a lot about their commitment.
A tennis match
Between you and
Dr. Boss.
Who won this match?
It was a tie, if I'm being nice. I would say don't give up because I never did in school or here.